Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today, based on the title of the video, I'm going to tell you guys my review of The Batman, which came out on March 2022. So without wasting time, I'm just going to tell you guys my review. So I'm going to start with the story. So basically the story is that this is actually Batman's second year of being, Batman, and he's not making a change. And I actually like this because the story actually feels kind of repetitive, but the way Matt Reeves, who is the director of this movie, the way he tells us the story, it's very unique. And I've never seen Batman being this dark. We've seen his villains be dark, like for example the Joker in The Dark Knight, but I've never seen Batman be this dark. So it's actually very refreshing to see like a new version of Batman, because sometimes directors make Batman a little bit innocent so we can be safe with him, but this Batman, he doesn't look innocent. Sometimes I'm like, wow, this is a way different Batman than I've ever expected it to be. So I really liked the unique parts. Now there are some parts of the movie that I didn't like for example, there was a scene where the Riddler talks to the Joker, and I really didn't like the scene until they released the deleted scene which fixed that scene. So nothing about the movie is actually really that bad. So to talk about the story, there's this killer who killed the mayor. His name is the Riddler, and basically he leaves riddles to the Batman. And basically, long story short, it's basically like a cat and mouse game, and Batman does everything he can to catch the Riddler. And this is actually the first superhero movie where, if you think about it too hard, you don't know if the hero won or if the villain won. You just get confused. You're like, okay, the hero saved the civilians of Gotham, Batman saved the civilians of Gotham, but Riddler, he succeeded his plan, but he didn't, fully succeeded, but he finished some of his plan. So you left off with the hero winning and losing at the same time, which actually is the first time I've seen a hero win and lose at the first time. So I think the story is actually very unique, and it's actually as good, if not it's actually better than the story of my favorite Batman movie, which is The Dark Knight. So I really like the story. Now let's talk about the characters. Now let's begin with the character of Batman. I thought Robert Pattinson had made an absolute fantastic job with the role. I thought he was a very unique Batman, and I didn't see the argument of, oh, Sparkly Vampire is playing Batman because he played a character in Twilight. I don't know his name, but you get the point. I know a lot of memes and jokes made about that argument, which I never saw it fair because no trailers were out or posters, so it wasn't a fair argument. But I was still excited because I'm excited anything related to Batman. But I thought that this movie was actually going to be bad until I watched the trailers, and then I was like, you know what, maybe this movie is actually going to be good. So I watched the movie and it was actually pretty good. So I thought that the character of Batman was very unique, very dark, and what Batman should be. It reminded me a lot from Batman in the comics and Batman from the animated series. So it was very happy to relive my childhood in a very different way. I relived my childhood in Spider-Man No Way Home when they brought back all the past characters, and it was a very different way when I relived my childhood, which I'm still living right now. I'm still a child technically, but you get the point. So let's talk about all the other characters. I really liked all the other characters. All the actors and actresses give a fantastic performance, and there isn't one scene where I'm like, why did they put this scene in the movie? It shouldn't be here. It doesn't change anything with the story. Seriously, every scene in this movie has something to do with the story. It's very important. So this movie, you have to be focused. This movie reminded me a lot of Knives Out, which is one of my favorite movies ever. Basically, if you miss a scene, you probably won't understand the movie. So you have to be focused with the movie. And there are a lot of things that I liked other than the story and the characters. The music was very good, the action scenes were very good, and some of the dialogue were actually, very good and very memorable. And after I watched the movie, I remembered some of the dialogues and I saw them as like really iconic. But there are some lines where they are very iconic, but I can't say it right now because I don't want to risk, getting this video blocked. But other than that, I really liked the movie. Now, was there something that I didn't like? I already said it about the scene between the Riddler and the Joker, but then it was later fixed when they released the deleted scene. So, I'll let that one slide. But I'm really, well, not a but you get the point. I'm really excited for the Batman 2. They confirmed it, but they haven't told us the title, who the villain will be, what is the plot, what is the story, or anything. But I'm really excited because I know Matt Reeves is going to make a fantastic movie because he actually directed one of my favorite movies of all time. For example, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes, which are one of my favorite movies ever, especially War for the Planet of the Apes. But anyway, I really liked the movie. I thought it was a masterpiece and I'm really excited for the sequel. Now, to finish off with, what I'm going to give this movie, the score, I'm going to give this movie a 10 out of 10. I think it's a really good detective movie. It's, a very unique Batman movie, a very unique Batman story. The Riddler was a really good villain. Paul Dano made a fantastic performance with the role. So I'm really glad that I watched this movie. It's actually pretty good. And you know what? I'm going to say this movie is actually way better than Multiverse of Madness. Now, I know I give Multiverse of Madness 9.5 out of 10, but I actually changed my mind. I'm going to give Multiverse of Madness an 8.5 out of 10 because when I watch the movie again, there are some flaws with the movie. Now, are there flaws with the Batman? I'm pretty sure there are, but I didn't, catch them. I'm going to watch the movie again and maybe I might change my opinion on the movie. But anyway, this was Mr. Justin 20. Thank you guys for watching this video and goodbye. See you in the next video. Goodbye.